Editing Mad Murdoch here, and I just wanted to say this video is gonna be long, so I'm gonna make it into a two-part video. Yeah, I hope you enjoy. What now, guys? Mad Murdoch here, back with another Bleach video, and I'm here with my brother Gabe here to help me with this video. Would you want to introduce yourself, Gabe?
What's up, guys? Gabe here.
So I wanted to start a Bleach series with Gabe here called Bleach Fundamentals. Alright, so I wanted to start a series explaining some of the characters and species and areas or places in Bleach for new people coming to Bleach or other people that are already familiar with Bleach but just want to have a discussion. I thought what a better way to start with part one being introduction to what is a Shinigami / Soul Reaper.
On the precipice of defeat intensifies.
You said that so seriously. Alright, so...
What it's supposed to be.
Shut up, Gabe. Alright, so the start of the video, the first thing we want to talk about is what is the Shinigami / Soul Reaper?
On the precipice of defeat and... Oh, God.
Why are you saying it again? I was
Because you said the
No!
intro again!
No!
Soul Reaper's easy. In the world of Bleach, they're the force that guides dead spirits to either the afterlife, being the Soul Society, or if you're a bad person, you know, you killed people and all that, you go to hell, gates of hell open, that's not good time for you.
And there begins the 7 million years of pain.
Oh,
And being crushed
and
by
the
Kuchinadas.
They like to eat.
Every time I tried to escape, a Kuchinada crushed me. Sort of in Bleach, the first Soul Reaper we met was obviously Rukia. Why are they needed? So, in Bleach, there's something called the cycle of souls. So, when someone passes over, they become a whole?
It's plus, I think. Yeah, plus.
Oh, plus. They become a plus. And pluses are souls with connections or attachments still left on the world. Then the Soul Reapers need to commit a
Perform the
soul
conso.
governing. Yeah, need to perform a conzo on them, which then, if they were good, like we were saying earlier, will lead them into the Soul Society, which is shown to be like paradise and that, but it's not really paradise. So pluses aren't the only souls that can be cleansed and sent into the Soul Society. Some souls that form attachments can eventually turn into a hollow, or can be captured by hollows and turned into one then in Hueco Mundo.
So oftentimes you get all the really low-level hollows usually walk around the world of the living.
And they
Don't want to
prey
go to
on the
Hueco
plus
Mundo.
souls.
Yeah, so that's really how they start getting stronger. So because Hueco Mundo is usually too difficult for them to live, so they like to live around the world of the living, and that's where Soul
everything's
Reapers
weaker
take
and
care
no
of them.
food's around.
Yeah, it's that's why if you ever did watch Bleach, which I'm assuming you have, during the earlier episodes, when the Menos showed up, Rukia of course was shocked because the Menos being in the world of the living is practically never.
Yeah, and it was gonna commit a doom blast to Zero. So hollows can be cleansed and their souls, their human soul, removed from the hollow and sent to the Soul Society. And that can only happen when they are sliced down and their mask is split in half. Not really going to get too much into hollows or Quincy's, Fullbringers, Arancars or whatever in this video too much because there will be separate videos on them. But yeah, hollows can be cleansed and sent to the Soul Society by Soul Reapers. So Soul Reapers, they're only just there to guide souls to the Soul Society or wherever. They're also there for protection from the hollows, because hollows actually have an unsatiable hunger that cannot be like quenched, and they need to constantly and whenever they can or devour souls. So these souls then need to be protected by the Soul Reapers, and that's when the Soul Reapers will then form a hollow cleansing on the hollow. And when was the first time we saw a hollow cleansing? It wasn't Graham Fisher, or not Graham Fisher, Fishbone D. I don't know if Ichigo just killed him
That's the first time we see it, but the first time it's explained is when the second episode, remember Rukia takes Ichigo to the park and they kill that spider weird looking hollow?
Yep.
That's where she explains the conso and healing the hollows to send to Soul Society or Hell then, or she explains it with Acid Wire, Orihime's brother's hollow.
So with all the souls in Bleach, there is a concept or a law really, soul governing, where they need to have a constant balance of souls in between the dimensions, which is what the Quincy's were then actually breaching and damaging, threatening the balance of all the realms and that, and that's when the purge had to happen.
Good old Yamamoto swung in there and he just burnt all of them.
Alright, next talk. Alright, the first generation, not really known, plus the defeat of the Quincy's equals the Gotei 13. So explain a bit about the first generation, Gabe, because I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, we really don't know a lot about them. We know for a fact it was started by Yamamoto. So Yamamoto, he stood at the head, like he was always the head captain. That's why he's the first head captain until later on Shunsui took over.
Yeah.
And we know that Unohana, Retsu Unohana, or Yachiru, if you want to get technical, and 11 others were part of the first generation. We don't know the other 11 members, but from what I assume, Ichibe, 3 others of the Royal Guard, can't remember their names off the top of my head, were part of that generation. It's pretty safe to assume, before they got then moved up to be a Royal Guards.
And I just remembered the translation for Soul Reaper or Shinigami is also Death God.
Yes.
That is pretty sick. The defeat of the Quincy's, like we were talking about earlier, about them breaching the balance of souls within the dimensions, is what ended up leading to the formation of the Gotei 13, which is in the Serete sort of defense force, or squads, I guess you want to say, that's formed by Ginryusei Shigekune Yamamoto. Squad 1 head captain. So,
because when they defeated the Quincy's, they were sort of all just murderers, like they sort of just ran around doing whatever the hell they wanted.
Yeah.
Rules like Central 46 and the actual division of the squads later happened with rules popping up, so
yeah. In order.
Things wouldn't really happen. I mean, but even though all that, they're not really, they don't really normally work together. Hitsugaya, captain of Squad 10, probably almost never actually talks to other squad captains. So you won't get Squad 6 and Squad 11 operating together. They all sort of just do their own thing.
Yeah.
The only time captains rarely ever talk to each other is in the captain meetings. Because the Serete is a really, really big place, so they don't really see each other ever.
And whenever someone, you see it in the animation, whenever someone runs into a captain, another captain running into another captain, or I don't know, some random running into the captain, they're always quite surprised. Not just because they're a captain, but they're like, oh, didn't expect to see you here.
Yeah, most people actually aren't really friends with each other either. They sort of all just slightly hostile towards each other, all of them.
I loved the introduction for Gin and Kenpachi to Byakuya. That was funny. Kenpachi wanted to fight. And then Gin ended up just dragging him away. Talk 3, the Gotei 13. So squad divisions and the Kido Corps.
Alright. To touch on the Kido Corps, and all we're ever going to say about them is they sort of just shoot magic lasers, their Kido, their Bakudo. That's really all we know about them. Because we know Tessai was the captain, and we know Hachi. Is it Hachigen?
Yeah, it's Hachigen. I think everyone
was his vice captain, but we don't even know who's in charge of them beyond that point. We only see them a few times in the show, and
they are probably just governed by Central 46, just like everyone else. And they probably also highly respect the rule or the word of Yamamoto as well. Oh
yeah, but they don't really ever do anything. I mean, they unseal the Sokyoku, and that's the highlight of their whole ass being in the show. And we know how the Sokyoku went.
How cool is it when Tessai did, what Hado is that, 88 or 86?
88. Oh, because they're all saying you're going to get banished for this.
Yeah. And he's
they're talking about how strong it is.
Teleportation one, and then he backs out of nowhere with this high number incantation Kido, and is like, hold up. So besides the Kido Corps, we have
Stealth Force,
which is
or the
Squad 3. Squad 3, isn't it?
I don't know how to say it. Yeah, they're Squad 3.
Yeah, Squad 3.
And Soiphone's in charge of them.
Just a quick run through all the squads. So what does the Stealth Force actually do? They're like the assassins / spying squad, squad really, because it's not the whole squad that's part of it. No, it's
just a section of them. They also guard what's it called? The Maggot's Nest.
What is
We're
a
all the most
Magus?
dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever? Yeah,
No,
we're all
I
the most
remember.
dangerous criminals.
Yep.
Remember,
Yep.
Kisuke used to be the third seat in Squad 2 or something before he
Yep.
got promoted to captain.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah. Seeing
Yep,
because it's
so they-
underground, isn't it? The Maggot's nest.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
not many people know if it's where it is actually. Like
Where that's
the
where all
captains, the lieutenants, but not just any Soul Reaper. No.
So yeah,
Man, your
besides
Bleach video has 343 views.
yeah, I was really happy with that. Lots of positivity on it too, like something like 20-something likes with 0 dislikes, right?
Yeah.
That just shows you how
everyone's-
good the Bleach community is. So more on the Go-Day 13 and the squads.
So,
So
some
here's a
squads
quote.
specialize, but others we don't really.
Yeah. Some specialize in stuff and some are unique for stuff. Others don't really do anything special. So here's a quote by Yamamoto on the Go-Day 13. They give their lives to vanquish a great evil. That is the nature of the Go-Day 13. Right, so the first division, they're not really special for anything, are they? They're just like
No,
got the reputation
They're-
for sort of the strongest
Yeah.
people.
and captains pick who gets put in their squad.
Well,
at
there's
least to
3
my
ways they
knowledge,
can get in, isn't there? Defeat the former captain, recommendations
No,
by
get
like
picked. Like
Yep.
you're coming out of the Soul Reaper Academy. I mean, that's like how you get picked into squads. So like if you get into squad 1, it means you actually have some potential because Yamamoto himself is gone. Yes, you can also like say I want to go to this squad. Like if you know you're good at healing, you can like say this is my preference and all that. But in the
Yeah.
end, the captain gets the final say. So if Yamamoto does let you into the squad, it's like
because pretty much his word is sort of law after Central 46 being the head
yeah, and even
captain.
then, like even then, like if we're honest, if Central 46 did something that was like deliberately stupid and like he just didn't agree with it, he would just go,
No,
"Oh,
this
no,
is
I'm
not
not doing
justice. So obviously the captain. So with squads in Bleach, it goes in ranked. So there's a captain, which is number 1. Number 2 is the lieutenant, and then from after that, seeded positions. So like 3rd seed, 4th seed, 5th seed, 6th seed. I don't know what seat they
There's-
go up to. Don't they go up to like 20
There's
something?
20.
Yeah,
Yeah,
20.
there's 20 seats.
Yeah.
So if you're the 20th seat, you're like
borderline.
the best of the mediocre.
Yeah. So yeah, it goes.
You're like you're not bad, but you're not really good. I mean, we saw what happened to Squad 8 3rd seat when Chad fought him.
So there's such a big power gap between captains, lieutenants, and the seated positions. Like, the jump
Well,
between
yeah,
lieutenant
it's-
to captain. Captains are no joke. Like, they're unique and powerful, filled of spiritual
Yeah.
pressure.
And some lieutenants are really strong, like captain level fighters, like
Yeah, some
Renji,
lieutenants are
like
very smart, very
Renji
strong.
against, like Renji, like even before the time skip, versus like he probably stronger than pretty much all the other lieutenants except for like Saskibe and all that.
And so the lieutenant of, the former lieutenant of the 1st Division of Squad 1 is Chojiro Saskibe, which we don't really see that much
And
on
his
about
Shikai
besides
is
the 1,000 year.
Gongri.
We don't really see that much about him besides the 1,000 Year Blood War arc. I just realized I forgot to mention Squad 1 Captain, Genryu Usai Shigekune Yamamoto. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to forget you. You're an absolute badass. The squad captain for... So 2nd Division we were talking about earlier being the one with the Stealth Force. The squad captain is Soifone. There's not really much we could say about her game.
Yeah, no, there's really not.
Besides the
Shishunko!
one- Suzume Machi!
It just she's the
Sting
of the
all
current Soul
enemies to
Reapers,
death.
she's the best at stealth, really, and that's
Yeah,
why she's of the 2nd
Yeah,
Division.
that's why she's head of, for the Stealth Force, because she's sneaky and she was previously trained by the previous head captain for that squad and leader
The
of the Stealth
sneakiest of
Force.
ladies.
Soifone's lieutenant is Maurizio Maida. He is not a very sneaky,
The man!
quiet man. He is part of a royal family and very entitled, and he's lazy and fat. But I
that's
like
really the
Maurizio.
only
He's
reason he's a
good.
lieutenant.
He's good. He's like the opposite of Soifone.
He's got a good heart.
So yeah, he's the opposite of Soifone, so they balance each other out. Alright.
Squad 3, yes!
3rd Division. So, because we're pretty much basing this on the Soul Society arc, we're going to be talking about the current captains and members in that of that time. The captain, or the former captain of Squad 3, was Gin Ichimaru. My mans. My poor
Oh,
mans.
the Mr. Character Development.
The best. Who's the lieutenant? Oh, yeah.
The emo. Yeah. Raise your Wabiske!
Izuru
My
Kira.
Zanpakuto makes everything heavier.
Heavier, or twice as heavy with every.
Squad 4.
Squad 4, the 4th division. Now, this one is the medical division, and let me tell you something about medical division. Now, you would think their captain, she's not actually, but we'll get into this some other time. We're not talking about it in this video. So, the captain, the former captain was Retsu Unohana. The lieutenant at the time was Asane Kotetsu. And she, obviously being a lieutenant, was always the right hand, Yachuru, the whole time, like, following her everywhere and all that. And she was second in command for healing and everything.
Now,
she was actually pretty cool when they found out, because obviously Yachuru or Retsu being suspicious of Aizen's dead body the whole time and all that.
when they found out, yeah.
And then, yeah, when they did find out, she's the one that did that mad chant that communicated to every other lieutenant and captain and squads and stuff, saying what is.
Yeah, I don't remember
down.
the specific Bakudo that is.
So obviously, squad 4.
5.
No.
Squad
no,
5.
No, we're still talking about 4.
Adam,
so yeah,
that's a long talk
squad
about
4, the medical supply division. You know, they do all the healing each other.
Hanataro
So there's not.
Yamada.
Yes, Hanataro
Represent my man.
saved the Soul Society. He's the one that saved Rukia. Changed my mind.
This man took them in the sewers. You hear what I'm saying?
Squad 4 is not really fighters. All right,
Pretty
Squad
much.
5.
5. Squad 5, Aizen! Captain Aizen!
Here we go. So Aizen started as a lieutenant on the squad, sort of coming out of Soul Society Academy training as like, he was seen as a prodigy as well, wasn't he? Because he went straight to lieutenant, didn't he? He didn't even go seated position, did he? No, he was a seated position.
Yeah, he was. But like he rose pretty quickly to lieutenant. Like it didn't take him that long.
Yeah. The fact that if you even get a seated position is impressive, because there's thousands and thousands of other Soul Reapers.
Yeah, there's like, I think there's like 1,000 Soul Reapers per like squad, so...
Oh my god, we're gonna be ranting on about Aizen now for like half an hour.
Yes!
Alright.
This video was part of his plan!
So Aizen, he made his way up through seats to lieutenant to captain, and he's the big, smart, strong man, very kind-hearted and gentle, showing very like a father figure, really.
Look, we're not gonna be able to talk about him a lot, because if we do, we're gonna be here for 2 hours, so he gets his own video later.
Yeah, we won't talk about him, but Gin was his lieutenant at one point, before he became his own captain of Squad 3, because obviously Gin followed Aizen very closely and throughout the whole plans and everything. So Squad 5 doesn't actually specialize in anything, do they? They just sort of a squad.
No, not really. Yeah.
But they're strong fighters, you know.
But
Aizen's strong,
and
then Momo,
current lieutenant,
she was strong, obviously
Momo.
being a lieutenant, and but there wasn't anything super outstanding about that squad until we found out the truth about Aizen.
Yeah, Aizen was always one of the like more. He tried to portray himself as more like, you know, just a regular captain, not really up there with the strongest of them.
Right.
Squad 6!
Squad 6!
Squad 6!
Let's get it. Alright.
Best captain, right here.
Squad 6 captain, Byakuya Kuchiki, part of a noble and royal family in the Soul Society, the Kuchiki family. So in the Soul Society, there's royal families, some being obviously the Kuchiki, like I just mentioned, then Yoruichis, which is Shihoan? Shihoan?
Yep.
Yeah, Shihoan, I think it's supposed to be pronounced.
There was the Shiba at one point.
That's who I was thinking of, the Shiba family.
Yeah, but
which is Ichigo's.
they were disgraced, and then they're not considered. Like ever since Ishin ran away.
Yeah.
And with Iron dying, they're sort of just no one really cares about them anymore.
The 6th Division captain, Byakuya Kuchiki.
Yeah.
But he was a very straightforward.
He's just a man of the rules and everything.
Yeah, he follows the rules.
Or he's the one that does an order to a T once his order's done, exactly as he says, and he's very straight-laced, stoic man.
Yeah, and obviously his lieutenant at the time, another fan favorite, Renji Abara.
Renji.
Good man. He grew up, well, not all the way, but mostly through his life in the Soul Society. He grew up with Rukia.
It's Dogman!
Oh, yes! The goodest
Yes,
boy.
okay. Squad 7. It's that squad that you guys forgot about.
But
Nothing else to say, really.
they have the goodest boy on it. So the captain
he's-
of the squad at the time in the Soul Society arc is Sajin Komomura, the goodest boy, who we later find out why he wears a mask because he's actually a dog-like human hybrid, and then we later find out about like that species in particular.
Yes, we meet his grandfather later and everything.
You know,
Whoever loses has to get more sake!
So yeah, and then the lieutenant always wears the glasses and has a pretty deadly mustache. Tetsuzaima and Iba, he's a good friend of Ikaku as well, who we'll get into in a sec.
Yeah, because when we cover Squad 11, you have to mention...
7 isn't special about anything, are they?
No,
They're just
the only
another squad.
squads that have specialization
There's
is
only
like
like 4.
2, 11, and like 12.
Alright, Squad 8. Oh, this one.
The best
Squad
captain!
8.
The best captain!
The man's captain, Shunsui Kyoraku. Oh, Mr. Kickback, chilled, but really smart.
If I ever cosplay, this is the dude I'm going at.
His introduction to Chad in the Soul Society was so cool. And then he just...
Yeah, let's not fight. I'm going to fight you for my friends. Just gets absolutely floored.
So yeah, Shunsui, you know, a prodigy coming out of the Soul Academy. He was
personally trained by Yamamoto.
Trained and favorited by Yamamoto, as well as Jushiro, which we'll get into later. But yeah, so Shunsui, big deal. Definitely need to make a video about him. And so
have you seen this man's drip?
He had some dapper. He had some go to him with that like
kimono
and
his samurai hat. And
his lieutenant is Nanao Ise, sorry, no. You can see her and Shunsui are always very close, and she's always like there beside him for whatnot and that. But yeah, they don't specialize in anything at all either. They're just another strong squad.
That's right.
But obviously, big reputation on the captain. So, all right, the 9th Division. The captain, or former captain, I should say, of the 9th Division is Kaname Tozen. He's blind, but he's very aware with his spiritual surroundings, whatnot.
He's a deadly man.
And his lieutenant was Shuhei Sage, another fan favorite, especially in Japan.
Actually, one of Kubo's favorites characters. He really liked Shuhei.
His Shikai is so cool. I love the chains and the sides.
It's actually Shuhei was regarded as a prodigy.
Yeah, he was a prodigy.
Before he even graduated, he was offered a seated position in the squad. So we don't know what seat it is, from lieutenant to seated position, but he was offered a position immediately before even graduating.
And Tozen, there was nothing really special about Tozen besides him being very noble and justice focused after his...
Yep, I mean, he was one of the weaker captains.
Best friends. Obviously, being blind, he's always had struggles, but he said himself, his vision has never been clearer.
Yeah, he was... So when he tried to become a swordman, he had to train like way harder than anyone else, because you know, when you're fighting with swords, I imagine it's not easy when you're blind.
But
you can't see the enemy.
But he always stated that
tough from Avatar-looking head ass.
Hated. But he always stated he hated fighting or doesn't like fighting. He only does what justice calls for.
Yeah, he was a good character. Squad 10.
All right, number 10. Another
Mr.
fan
Underwhelming.
I
don't know why he's a fan favorite.
Is the captain. And now he is also a prodigy. He wasn't part of a royal family. Going through the Soul Academy, he like almost straight away just smashed everything and went like, he's young, like teenager compared to everyone young.
He's younger than Rukia.
Yeah. But he shot up straight all the way to captain, and his Zanbakuto.
Yeah. Even in the time of Ishin, like in the time of Ishin, he was 3rd seat already. So he actually skipped over Rangiku for the position of captain.
So, but his also, it's because his Zanbakuto was, I guess all Zanbakuto is unique, but everyone talked about his saying, his is special because it's like once in a million or once in a lifetime Zanbakuto.
Oh, it's just once in a lifetime powers.
Yeah.
It's the strongest elemental Zanbakuto, barring Yamamoto's, but that's not really fair to compare them.
Then there's also the lieutenant, yes. Rongitsu Matsumoto.
Matsumo. Her her sword turns into ash. She's not really much to say about her because most of her character revolves around Gin. So
Yeah, that was sort of true. But she was shown to be like.
sure, she's
I
very
guess-
capable, but she's
yeah.
just lazy.
Quite kick back, but when it gets serious, she gets pretty serious. Obviously, when the stuff went down with Gin, she was pretty heartbroken and confused until like,
Yeah.
what was happening and all that. Number 11.
Ah,
Oh,
yes!
yes. Number 11.
As a whole,
This is
the
one.
best squad.
So the speciality of this squad is melee combat, swordsmanship. So like physical contact Zanpakutos. No like special like Kido attacks and stuff like that. And
No elementals on Zanpakutos.
Oh, not to rant on the captain and lieutenants now. Alright, so the captain.
I mean,
The
he basically has
captain.
3 lieutenants too. He
Sort
was
of
nameless back in when he was just a wandering soul around the districts of Rukonga and everything.
He was from
And he
the
named himself-
Zaraki district.
Yeah,
That's why he named himself.
he named
Zaraki
himself. He named himself Kenpachi because
for his first name.
he wanted to be the best swordsman. So
Which
he obviously
Kenpachi
named
was the
himself
title
after the
best
title.
swordsman.
And then he just called himself Zaraki because that's the districts he was from. And then he named Yachiru when he found her that because he said, "I'll name you after the woman I respect most."
Yeah, so Yachiru is his lieutenant, a small girl with pink hair. She was found
yeah,
with, like, her
his
family was
lieutenant.
killed. Her family, yes, his lieutenant. Her family was, like, killed in front of her, and all she knowed was, like, violence and blood her whole life. So when Kenpachi found her, they found quite a liking to each other, and he's sort of been, like, her protector for a while. But she's been shown to
And
be
then-
very capable. Like, she's not weak, obviously, knowing what she
when
really
we see
is.
when we see her Zanpakuto, it's pretty good.
Well, knowing what she really is, of course she's capable. The third seat, Ikaku Madarame. Now, my man's is a
The
Saitama
man.
Krillin lookalike. He's just a man, you know?
He's so good. He literally could be a captain, but he
But
doesn't
he-
want to be because he's
he's so
already said,
devoted.
"I will serve under Kenpachi for the rest of my life." Pretty deep stuff there.
So he's even got a Bonkai, which having a Bonkai is almost explicitly for captains only.
I mean, remember when Ichigo got his Bonkai and Byakuya was going, "What the f? That's no way. That's a Bonkai," because there's like Bonkai is like once every 100 years stuff.
Yeah. And then the fifth seat is Yumichika.
Who's only the
Yumichika
fifth
is-
seat because he says the number 3 is the most attractive number,
And,
and
number 4
therefore
is
he picked
ugly.
number 5 because the number
Looks
4
like a
is
3.
not as good.
Yeah, 4 is ugly and 5 looks like a 3. Because he's the thing about beauty in that, and as we find out later on, his Zanpakuto is not actually a physical contact Zanpakuto, but rather Kido
It's actually really,
quite a strong
but he
one.
hides it. Otherwise,
Yeah, hides
Kenpachi
it.
wouldn't let him be in the squad.
So he's Ikaku's
And
best
it's-
friend as well. They've sort of been around the whole Soul
Yes.
Society with each other together the whole time.
His Zanpakuto is pretty strong too. I mean, remember he beat
Charlotte
Shuhei with it too.
Coolhorn.
Shuhei's a prodigy, and he
I
beat
was
him
going
like
to say Charlotte Coolhorn. Squad 12. Now this is a unique squad. This is the research and development squad, the brainy squad. So their special thing is they've got their research and development like district or so they specialize in researching all like soul-based life and everything on how stuff works and that. So
they're the division that the Gi guys come from. Soul Candy.
So Gigai is just a temporary like human body that a Soul Reaper can put themselves into to like walk and talk to other people, like other humans in the Soul Society, because humans can't actually see
human
souls or Soul Reapers. So the captain, the captain of Squad 12, Mayuri Kuretsuchi.
This
Mayuri
man, Adam.
Kuretsuchi. This is the man. His perfect speech, which I just watched again today, not on the anime, but I saw it on Facebook. He is
You mean the one where
very
he
smart.
kicks things ass?
Yeah, Zayal up at it. Oh man, his
Oh,
death,
that's such
that
a
was
rip
terrible.
death.
That is terrible.
Oh,
Slows down
fuck.
everything except his thoughts. Oh.
So he
So-
just is left alone with that pain for like Hello.
What happened, Gabe?
I don't know. I just couldn't hear you for like 2 minutes, and I was like, what?
Mayuri Kuretsuchi.
The
Very smart,
Probably,
but
like-
very like messed up in the head.
Yeah, he
Sort
wasn't
of-
a
he
maggot's
sort of-
nest, remember?
He was in the maggot's nest as one of the
Because he
messed up
cut
guys.
people up and was experimenting on
But
them.
he's
and
a
then the
very
Soul
curious
Society.
person on experimenting on species and other stuff and that. And he was a lieutenant for the
He
former.
made a person.
Yeah, he made a person which is now his lieutenant, or was, but for now was his lieutenant.
And
Nemu
let me tell you,
Kurotsuchi, which is,
he's got some pretty good character development as well.
well, he's one of Kubo's
By the end of the
favorites.
show, yeah, by the end of the show, he's not as like
and he's
batshit
because
crazy.
he's not like being a captain. He's really strong, but it's not like his overwhelming spiritual pressure that makes him like strong.
he's
It's his intelligence
on the weaker side
and
in
his
terms of that.
adapting.
Yeah,
and his being
because
able to
he
adapt to
modifies
situations.
his Zanpakuto for the situation. So
Yeah.
if he's got knowledge of who he's going up against, it's like the Batman argument. Give him prep time and he can beat almost anyone. And his lieutenant,
Nemu Kurotsuchi, there's not really much you can talk about her. She doesn't have a Zanpakuto.
No.
She's sort of just
no, she
quiet.
doesn't. She's just
always obeys Mayuru because
orders.
Yeah, because he's a very strict, angry man.
Well,
if she disobeys.
she sees him as her daughter.
Well, that's
So
pretty much how it
she's-
is.
she's pretty attached to him. So the third seat, his name's Icon. He does most of the lieutenant duties, really.
Akon.
Acorn.
All on the floor.
It was indeed going up on a Tuesday.
He doesn't sing that, does he?
No, he doesn't, but I like that.
Squad 13, the final one. This one,
With the nicest captain.
they're not special about anything, so... But they're special members, very special members. The captain, former captain, Joshiro Ukitake, was also a prodigy and best friend, almost brother of Shunsui of Squad 8. He was also trained directly by Yamamoto, same time as Shunsui.
He's got
so-
pretty much equal strength to Shinsui, yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, they were really up there for the intelligence and like powers they possessed and like who they were. They were very like good men too, just like what
Find your
Yoruichi,
word.
just like how Yoruichi states about Joshiro that he's a good man, and also when Chad runs into Shunsui, she states Chad's lucky who he ran into who he did because of who Shunsui is as a person.
Yeah, and then she said Kenpachi is a G for not killing Orihi.
Well, we later found out, like, really, Kenpachi just wants a fight.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit, does he?
Yeah.
Good man.
So yeah, Joshiro, but unfortunately Joshiro, he's also got, it's not really disease, you can't really call it disease. He's got something missing is what you should say.
His lungs.
He's missing his lungs. So
Because
he's always in
he was
medical
born with
situations.
leukemia, so
Yeah.
he was dying. So his parents prayed to the left or right hand of the Soul King, I can't remember which, and it granted their wish to save their son. So it took the infected part of him away, his lungs,
Yep.
and he can live because that god, the right hand or left hand, which
Yeah.
again inhabits him now. So, but he still can't really fight
Mm.
all that much. It got worse as time went.
The few times that he's fought seriously, he's done pretty good. But if he was
Yeah, but-
if he wasn't restricted by that, he would have been.
Yeah,
Quite
he would have
useful.
been, equal to Kirikou easily. And
So,
his sort of lieutenants, his 2/3 seats.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a lieutenant. Oh no, because Kai.
No, because Kai and Shiba was his lieutenant. He
Yeah.
died.
Unfortunately, yeah, he died. And
Yeah, and so did his
Rukia's
wife.
aunts to the same
So
thing.
to take the third seat together was
That was Aiza's
Kiyone?
fault too. Third,
man.
third seat,
nice plan.
like Rukia becomes a captain. Third seat is Sentaro Kotsubaki.
And Kiyone.
Kotsubaki.
But they're
yeah.
basically treated together. They're always
Yeah.
with him. And she's actually Isane's sister. Lieutenant of Squad 4's sister.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Older sister. Yeah.
So, and then also,
Stu-
obviously, we can't go past the last squad without mentioning Rukia.
Yes,
wasn't-
Rukia, who
But she doesn't have a seated position, she's just on the squad.
yet.
So she's actually the first Soul Reaper we see in Bleach and one of the fan favorites. She lived a past in Karakura Town, and eventually
You mean Rukongai, not Karakura Town?
No, it's not Karakura Town. Rukongai District. While she was in the Soul Academy for Soul Reaper training with Renji and the others, she was offered by the Kushiki family, Byakuya's family, to join their family, which we don't find out why until we see
For quite a bit.
what happens with Byakuya and
Hisana.
Hisana being Rukia's sister. She looked just like Rukia, but you could sort of tell she's a bit older, so it was like, that's kind of weird. And then everyone thought they just looked alike, but then, because they kept it a secret, Hisane ran away and then married Byakuya and all that. So Byakuya sort of broke a rule with his royal family, bringing in like a nobody to marry and bring into the family. But he didn't care, they were in love and all that. And then she was dying like 10 years into their marriage, and she was going to die, and said to Byakuya, you know, find Rukia, bring her into the family. I don't abandon her like I
you
did.
know, she left her on like the doorstep of someone's house and just sort of fled. And Rukia was like a baby at the time too.
Yeah, kind of hardcore, but yeah. So she died, and it was very sad for Byakuya. Like, geez, Byakuya has had a rough time the more I think about it. Mad Murdoch here, and I hope you enjoyed part 1 of this video. Part 2 will be released shortly, so don't forget to set up notifications. And if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because I'll be doing much more of this content in the future. And of course, I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you later.